here at the Roofing Contractor Association of Texas on RCAT. My name is Heidi Ellsworth. We're live from the show, and I am with Bud Paulson of United Asphalts. Bud, thank you for being our first interview.
You bet. I'm glad to be here with you guys.
I love it. So Megan and I haven't even done our intro yet. You are really the first for this whole show. So
awesome. Well, welcome to RCAT, guys. We're glad to be here with Roofers Coffee Shop.
So introduce yourself. Let them know who you are and what you do.
Bud Paulson with United Asphalts. I'm the Executive Vice President of Sales and Marketing. So I cover the whole country doing sales. We've got sales reps, and we partner with Roofers Coffee Shop. We're a pretty small company, and they have given us the biggest voice in the market that we could have hoped for.
I have to tell you, we love you and your company. We have the best articles. You and I were just talking about it. You and I both kind of like to write about the economy, about oil prices. Some people might think we're kind of strange, but...
Yeah, but it's important to know, what's going on behind the scenes. Some of the topics that we talk about in oil affects all manufacturing, it affects supply chain, it affects pricing. So it's important for us to not shy away from it.
Exactly. I feel like when I get your information, when it comes through, I'm a little bit ahead of the game. And that's where I kind of like to be, but I don't always have the chance to do my own research. So you always inspire me to I'm going to go check that out. How's that affecting other things in the industry? I think it's really important because you really are the oil, and that obviously asphalt.
Right.
That is really what makes so much of the roofing industry happen.
Yes, so many products are oil-based, petroleum-based. Well, and I think that's why we make such a good partnership, Heidi, is because I can come to you with my ideas and then you can help me expand them to other people that wouldn't normally see us.
I love it. So tell us a little, when I first started in roofing, I've told you the story a million times, but when I first started in roofing, I was with Malarkey Roofing, and that's all I love the plant tours, I love the SBS modified, all that stuff that people think I'm kind of weird and nerdy to like. But talk a little bit about what you're doing right now with SBS Modified. You had some new products and new packaging, which I love, come out over the last couple of years.
Great. Contractors love it.
Yeah.
So I guess the first thing I would say is, as I travel around the country with my reps, I hear all the time, built up is dying, Bud, what are you going to do? And I say, well, it's a good thing I know CPR. Because I can bring those jobs back to life.
That's true.
You look at the ARMA, you look at all of the data, and it shows that built-up roofing has been flat at about 12%, so we're not going anywhere. Whether it's military bases, school work, government works, data centers, they know that the best roof that you can put on a roof to protect what's inside of it is a built-up roof.
Yeah.
So we're not going anywhere, but we know that we've had to look to the future and how we can talk about sustainability and green. And so when you look at a built-up roof that you're not tearing off every 10 years when there's a big hailstorm, we're putting less into the landfills than a lot of our competitors are. And I think that's really important. The redundancy
of the roof. I think that's the sustainability article when you talk about how long it lasts, 30, 40 years, and the redundancy of the layers, the plies. People don't talk about that enough.
Right. The self-healing properties of asphalt. If there's a penetration when it heats up, the asphalt will get hot and it seals back up. So that self-healing property of asphalt is great. And then as we look at the future, that you mentioned polymer modified asphalts, PMAs, SEBS, SBS. By adding in crumb rubber, you can get recycled points, you can get better elongation and elasticity from your products. And so we're really looking to move into the PMA market in the future, which is why I'm here, because I want to look and see all the cool things that people have going on.
Yeah, well, and also hail. I mean, we're in Texas, right?
Right.
Hail. I was talking to a lady yesterday. Golf-size hail came through the roof. Now, nothing's stopping that, but when you're talking about a built-up roof, especially with SBS and that spring, a little bit that rubber, you have some high hail classifications there.
Right. You can actually get a Class 4 hail-rated built-up roof system these days if you use SEBS in between your plies, which is great because whether climate change or just a hotter world, whatever that is, we are seeing extreme weather, and so in the roofing industry especially, we've got to be reactive to that and make sure that we're taking care of for generations to come.
Right. Okay. This is kind of a funny thing, but I always really appreciated the fact of where asphalt comes from, and it is the last part of the refinery, right?
It is.
Yeah, and so we need to use it. That's not something you just get rid of, and obviously it's in roads and everything else, but it serves such a purpose. But now everybody's kind of figured out, and so it's a little bit harder to get.
Well, I mean, I would say it is harder to get because there's, we compete for asphalt for shingles, you compete for asphalt for road works and things like that. I don't know where I was going with that.
But
it's live!
but no, that's what I think. Throughout this whole material shortage, through everything, United Asphalts has had the products. You have had it.
True.
And so you have you're focused on that supply chain. It kind of goes back to you knowing the market, understanding oil prices, demand, and everything.
Well, and it's interesting because people don't realize that, you take a barrel of oil, and off of that comes your jet fuel, your diesel fuel, your unleaded fuel, and all the way down, all those things come up. And at the end, what's left is what we use for roofing or for road work.
Right.
And there's not a demand. The last few years there wasn't that demand for air travel because of COVID.
True.
And so we did run into some issues where there wasn't as much of what's left over for us, but we never missed a shipment.
No.
We were normally waiting on other materials to come in before.
You and I talked about that. We did some articles on that,
Yeah, with supply chain issues.
On the supply chain. So.
And it showed that people got creative and they started pulling out their kettles. So they saw a need for that product, and we were not letting it go back. We're going to keep that momentum going.
I love it. So what do you have coming up in 2024? What's some stuff to look forward to?
So we launched this year a new packaging. Actually, it's the end of last year, but we're really pushing it this year. It's called the Fast Pack. So it's a box that opens up and you're left with the cube of asphalt. So you don't have to chop it. You don't have anybody at the kettle making a mess. It goes directly into the kettle. So the 100-pound kegs that we're traditionally known for, you have to have higher workman's comp because you're heavy lifting, so these smaller packages make it much easier. Insurance is better. So packaging is a big way that we have improved. And then the polymer modified asphalts that you're going to start to see come out next year into the marketplace from United Asphalts are going to be amazing.
Yeah. So stay tuned, and seriously, go check out the articles on the United Asphalts directory on Roofers Coffee Shop because there's some great articles. The packaging I think is brilliant and makes so much more sense because you have to have higher productivity and safer on the roof, and you all are addressing that every single day.
Time is money, so if you can save people time, you're making money for them.
So thank you.
Thank you. And if you don't advertise with Roofers Coffee Shop, you should. They're awesome.
You're the best. I love this man. This is great.
Thanks, guys.
We're going to be back soon. Megan and I are going to have some interviews. We've got people from all over we've been talking to, so stay tuned. This is really fun. Coming to you from Houston, Texas, live here at the RCAT show.